Well, on today's Living Upstate segment, we are going on a special tour of the Shoeless Joe Jackson Museum, which currently is across from the Drive Stadium. We have got Mike here who knows everything and anything about Shoeless Joe, and we're actually going to get into his name a little bit later in this segment because some of it may surprise you, but I want you to talk to our viewers right now about this museum and why it was so special to Joe.
Well, thank you. Welcome to Joe's house. We are so very proud of this museum because unlike most museums, this is actually the house where Joe lived and died in. It's a 956 square foot house, all brick, and we are actually standing in the bedroom where he passed away in 1951. He and his wife Katie bought the house in 1940, and we converted this bedroom into the White Sox room. The house is divided up into different segments of Joe's life. When you walk in, we turn the front lobby area into the textile mill area, the mill years. Joe, like most of the ball players back in those days, actually played textile baseball, played baseball for the mills. And he played for a mill called Brandon Mills, and at the age of 13 became their very best player. And at the age of 14 was an absolute superstar, being recognized around the whole Southeast for his baseball skills.
When you come here, and once they're moved, they're going to be open 7 days a week. Right now, you're open on Saturdays by appointment?
Right now, we're open on Saturdays and anytime during the week by appointments only. And we do private tours throughout the year. But that's not sufficient to take advantage of the iconic figure that we have in Joe Jackson. Shoeless Joe has become an amazing popular figure, has always been, but it seems over the last couple of years through groundswells that he has just become even more enormous. And we want to take advantage of that. And we want to, the purpose of a museum is to actually teach people about the things that we're hosting. And we're hosting the legacy of Joe Jackson, textile baseball, baseball as it was played 100 years ago. And we are so very proud of it as we are filled with a tremendous amount of artifacts, tremendous amount of pictures, and stories that will make anybody a Joe Jackson fan.
Here's one thing that I think is so cool. When you hear the name Shoeless Joe, you're like, oh, I remember the story. He had shoes, they rubbed a blister, so he took them off. Boom, he was known as Shoeless Joe. He only didn't wear shoes for one game.
Megan, that's exactly right. No, people think that he played baseball without shoes. Megan, you're exactly right. When he was playing in the textile leagues, so that not even in Major League Baseball, he had a brand new pair of spikes. They hurt his feet like anybody who buys a brand new pair of shoes in the store. They feel great. You get home and all of a sudden they hurt. And he took them off and he got up to plate in the 6th inning. And because Joe was such a great hitter, he hit a ball deep into the outfield. And as he's running the bases, a fan from Anderson sitting in the stands said, "Look at that shoeless son of a beep run around the bases." And the name stuck.
From one game.
From one game. Joe didn't like that name.
Deborah, you are joining us now with a copy of Joe's will.
Yes.
And the most fascinating part is there's a signature on this will. Tell me about this.
That's true. Megan, as probate judge for Greenville County, I am by law the custodian of everyone who files a will in Greenville County. And that was the time when Joe Jackson died. Judge Golick at the time was the probate judge, and when Joe Jackson died, his wife filed the will here in Greenville County, and it became a part of the public record of Greenville County. So the will came in, and the story is that because Joe Jackson was illiterate and he had to practice when he wanted to write his name. And the story is that he practiced for about an hour on a manila envelope, practiced writing his name so that he could sign his will. And the envelope has not been found anywhere, but we do have his signature here, witnessed by 3 people on his will. And because his signature is so rare, this may be really the only one that we can verify because he did sign it in front of 3 witnesses and it was admitted as a formal document into the probate court.
That is fascinating. And you'll notice when you see like a tight shot of this, you see the J-O and then the E is capital. There is so much to this story. Sweet Deborah drove all the way to Columbia to get a copy about
really?
Will Forrest so we could show it to you. And then she had to drive it back because it's, in the archives. But there was so much that even went on to the whole cheating scandal.
Yeah.
When you hear what really happened, you're like, there's no way.
He's not just famous for that scandal.
Well, no,
I mean,
not
he was
at
heck of a
all.
ball
But
player,
it's
yeah.
like it's ridiculous that he was even banned. But they said that he actually made more money after playing in the majors because he came back and he started playing for more textile leagues and would travel around and they'd have like $200 and a little ball cap that they'd pass around.
But underneath the museum, and it's a little 1,100 square foot house, like many of us had in the 50s.
Yeah.
It's right across from Fluor Field.
Yes. And they're moving it down some. They're going to be doing that later because they're making it this whole like really neat area. It's fascinating. The guys that are there was another guy, Mike, that was part of this story. He knows everything. They are just a wheelhouse. Is so interesting. What I want you to do so you can learn more too is go to livingupstatesc.com. We're kind of doing all these web extras. We're going to hear more interviews and hear more about it. Go there because you're going to learn a whole lot and it's really cool, something fun to take the kids to and get them involved.
Big deal.
Yeah, right here, a legend in our backyard.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're coming back.
Yes, we're
talking
more.
Sylvan Learning Center. 40 years, their birthday. How about that?
Have you signed up for Living Upstate Deals, the new free loyalty program from livingupstatesc.com? It has the best deals for every type of lifestyle. Specials on the best local eateries around town. Deals on improvements to your home. Savings at your local grocery. Auto repair that might be long overdue. And notified first on exclusive special events around the upstate. It's a lifestyle app that you need to be a part of. Don't be left out. Sign up now for the free Living Upstate app.